Welcome back, everybody, to the Breakfast Club. Brian Angus along with Glenn Allen. Delighted to be with you. It is Thursday, the 1st of Movember, if you'd like. And we're delighted to be joined by the GM of the Hamilton Ticats, who just, as we've been saying all morning, have a huge game for them at the Rogers Centre tonight by their GM, Bob Obilovich. Hi, Obi.
Good morning. How are you guys?
We're doing well. Obi, of course, we were talking to Jim Barker earlier on, and the Argos are going to be not resting, but they got 8 starters who are a bit nicked up, and they decided to give them the night off. It's a huge game to set the scene. You guys have to win. Edmonton has to lose. And I asked him this question. In baseball, you don't, when you're going down the stretch drive, although you're not independent, you don't rest your starters because the game, doing that, has an effect on other teams who are also in contention. I suppose you don't really care who the Argos put out there. You just want the win.
No, that's true. But in difference to baseball, football's a lot more physical game, and you're hitting and getting hit, and I think it's smart of them to rest their guys. We did that last year. We were in the very same situation last year, and we rest several of our starters before we went into Montreal to play Montreal, and it made a difference. Those guys that had been beaten up a little bit and gave them a chance to recuperate a little well, and the game doesn't mean anything, so I think it's a good move on their part to try and keep as many of their good players ready for the game that means the most.
Obi, you have a team there that is so explosive offensively that when you look at this, I mean, if you guys win and you get on any type of roll, you look at the game tonight, and again, offensively with Henry Burris and what you guys have done this year. You win a playoff game potentially. You go to the East Final. You've played well against Montreal, and this team could actually get to the Grey Cup. But the Achilles heel has been the defense. How frustrating has it been to watch a team this talented struggle this much?
Well, there's no question that a lot of our problems have stemmed from that side of the football because we've scored enough points to win games, but we've given up more points than you want to. And there's been a lot of reasons for it. We've had a lot of injuries in the secondary that created problems for us, and then we used the ratio a certain way that maybe didn't make us as strong as we'd like to be for other reasons. And so it has been a problem for us. But the last 2 games, I feel like with some of the new players we've brought in and with some of our other veteran DBs who've finally gotten healthy, I think we're looking better on that side of the football than we have in a while. So we're just hoping to keep the momentum, and we can only control what we do, and that's to win our football game. Unfortunately, we have to rely on somebody else to help us to get us to the playoffs, and that's not the best way to get there because you're not controlling your own fate. So we're just going to play hard and try and win this game and keep doing the things we've done in the last 2 games, and then hope that we can get in there. And if we do, I've been with a lot of teams over the years that when you get to the playoffs, it's not the best team who wins the Grey Cup. It's the team who's playing the best.
That's true.
Well, but that's very true, not just in the Grey Cup, but it happened in the NFL last year with the Giants. Look at that, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
And then look at the San Francisco Giants this year, who, just got hot at the right time during the playoffs. Now, look, this is the 4th in the series. You guys, Toronto and Hamilton, back and forth, and we talk about Henry Burris a lot, but you've nominated a young guy called Chris Williams, who's been absolutely sensational for the CFL's Most Outstanding Player Award. And I do remember in the first game, he had 3 TDs against the Argos and ran for 264 or 5 combined yards. And that, my friend, if you'll recall, was just in the first half.
No, Chris has kind of come into his own this year. He was picked Rookie of the Year last year, so you knew he had some something to look forward to get better, and he's done that, and he's been one of the better players in the league this year at his position, and as an all-purpose guy, he and Chad Owens are probably the 2 best in the league, so should provide some excitement tonight.
Bob, you said goodbye to Iverwin Stadium on the 27th of October, playing your final game there against Winnipeg. The city and the developers or whatever, they've shown people what the new stadium's going to look like. But next year you're not going to be playing in Hamilton. Can you give us an update as to where the Tiger Cats may be playing the majority or at least some of their games?
Well, I think they're trying to find out the best possible venue, right, in, as close to Hamilton as possible, somewhere in the surrounding area, whether it's one of the university venues or, trying to, make it work the best way possible. I guess we're going to kind of be like in the same boat that the Saints were a few years ago after the hurricane, and they didn't have a home, and they were going all over the place. So I think we're going to be in that same kind of a situation. But I don't know exactly what's happening in that respect. I haven't been on top of that as much as our people in the business side. And as soon as the season's over, I'm sure there'll be more discussions relative to that we'll be more aware of in terms of where we might be.
Bob, how many years have you been in management, coaching, scouting, and playing in pro football now?
I came up to Ottawa in 1963 to play, and then I coached for 10 years at the university level, and then from that point on, I was pretty much associated with the CFL as a head coach or general manager or player personnel, whatever. Now my latest title is Vice President of Football Operations. So I've been in. You can add up the years.
This is your 50th year, Obi. That's why I asked you.
Do it.
This is your 50th year, which means you must have started playing when you were 2.
I wasn't that good. I was okay, but I wasn't that good.
A lot of people don't know this, but Bob Avilovich was a quarterback with the Colorado Buffaloes way back. Was that what they were called, the Buffaloes, Obi?
No, it was the Montana Grizzlies.
No,
you got the wrong school.
That's right, the Montana Grizzlies.
Same neighborhood, but the wrong school.
No, you're right. I'm sorry. I just did that off the top of my head because I remember many moons ago, when 20 years ago, over the fan came on, and I started to look back through your whole record, and I saw the pictures you there playing with that leather helmet on.
Well, we all know from the interviews over the years.
They had gotten rid of those helmets by the time I was playing.
I know you're really proud of
single bar face masks in those years.
Yes, which explains the nose you've got on you right now.
I know you're really proud of Butte, Montana, and that's where you're from. Obi, talk about the importance. You spent time with the Ottawa Rough Riders, and they're due back into the league. Just talk about the importance of Ottawa coming back into the CFL and what it means to them.
I think it's great for the league. I think Ottawa's always been a good venue, a good place to have a CFL football team, and sounds like the new ownership group is very solid, and that they're going to do things in the right way to try and get things on track as soon as possible. There's such a history of football in that city, and over the years, I mean, when I was playing, Ottawa and Hamilton used to be the two teams that dominated the East, because in those years, Toronto and Montreal just didn't win very often.
Right.
They spent all the money trying to build teams, but they didn't understand how to build a team concept, and Ralph Saggio and Frank Clair both knew how to do that, and they both did great jobs with their teams, and so Ottawa's got a great history. There's been a lot of great players that have played there in the past, and
the greatest of them all, Obi's right there in Hamilton with you now.
Pardon me?
The greatest of them all lives in Hamilton right now, Russ Jackson, and he was an absolutely fantastic quarterback and ran that team, and was one of the reasons.
Well, Russ and Lois sit behind our daughters. Their tickets are right behind our children's tickets, and so we see them every game, and I bump into him occasionally, and he looks great, and he's still a real fan of the CFL and follows the games closely.
Obi, listen, it's 8:41 here. We got a dash. I want to say this to you. Best of luck tonight. I know the Argos are going to have a depleted lineup, but it's a one-game thing, and it's crucial for you guys to win. I'd like to see you win it because that means on November the 11th, if Edmonton loses, you'll be right back here for a real barn burner in the semifinal.
No, absolutely. Like I said earlier, we're just worrying about ourselves and hopefully take care of business, and then whatever happens, happens, and we'll try and make the best of it. So I appreciate the good wishes, and I hope you are back there next week playing again.
It'll be a great one. Thanks, Obi.
Obi, all the best to you and Judy and the family.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Take care, buddy.